Welcome back, nerds.
We're your hosts. I'm Chad.
And I'm Jake.
This week, our episode is sponsored by Crybaby Craig's. It's the best damn hot sauce out there. It's a pickled habanero and garlic sauce that goes on anything.
We're also sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks. It's a 0 calorie, 0 sugar, and 0 crash.
Now, this week, we're going to be diving into episode 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We're also going to talk about Invincible, which is on Amazon Prime. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
And this is the All Things Nerd Podcast. Nerd. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the All Things Nerd Podcast. Yeah, your weekly dive into all things nerd. So, Jake, how's it been? How's Minnesota?
Minnesota's been pretty good. Started a new job. Well, same job, but or at least with the same company. But it is a little darker here these days because the brightest light of my life has left.
Oh man! If any of my exes would have talked to me that way, I probably would have stayed. I'm just kidding. There were other problems. Yeah.
Anyways, so Chad lives in Stupido now. So
yeah, I live in Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland.
And hence why our last episode was labeled Ohio's for losers, because Chad's a loser for moving to Ohio.
Well, it was against my better judgment to name it that, but
you asked me what we should name it.
I know, and that was the only thing you came back with, so I had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I live in Cleveland now, just outside Cleveland. It's a cool town, man. There's a lot of cool stuff around. I mean, I've only been here for a week, so I haven't gotten a chance to do much. But there's a lot of breweries, a lot of cool-looking bars.
You know what else has a lot of cool breweries and cool bars? Minnesota.
I quit. But it is interesting to, because we Snapchat back and forth all the time.
We do.
So, when you'll send me, pictures and it's, storming there, and then I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going to get that in, 2 weeks. Or, 2 days, not 2 weeks.
2 days, yeah.
And, a day or two later, sure enough, it fucking storms here.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to see that. Never been in that sort of situation before. The farthest I've ever lived from home was Eau Claire before this. Well, other than that time that I spent in New Zealand, but that was only for 4 months, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, anyways, Chad lives in Ohio now, and that's pretty lame.
There's a lot of nerdy shit around here, though. There's a really cool store that I really want to check out when Jake comes out here, because we've also been getting a lot of, well, not a lot, but a few requests to play Magic. To play Magic the Gathering, and there's a store out here called Sweets and Geeks, and it's like an old school candy store, and then in the back they have a bunch of tabletops, so you can play Dungeons and Dragons or Magic or stuff like that. So when you come out here, we might actually have to bring a camera and do that for a side episode or something.
I'm gonna have to freshen up on my Magic.
I've never played it. I don't.
Oh, really? Oh, man. I mean, it's basically like Pokemon cards.
Okay.
It's kind of the same.
I was going to say, I've played Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. It's the same concept.
Years ago, but...
the card has, points and, I'm going to hit you with this many fucking damage points or whatever.
Is it like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon where you can only have so many cards in your deck, sort of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No. You know what we should also do? What would be fun? You can cut this out if you want, but we should fucking look into getting some Pogs or something and playing online Pogs or something.
Dude, that'd be cool. I talked to you and we kind of mentioned it on our last live stream about doing a live or an online D&D. So we could do an
Yeah.
online Pogs also.
Like we could. What if we like wrote something on like the Pogs, and like whatever ones flipped over, you had to take that many drinks or like do
We should
something.
do that for a
stupid.
live stream.
Yeah.
Maybe not
yeah,
this
yeah.
upcoming one. Let's
We'll
wait.
brainstorm. Well, let's brainstorm about this later.
Yeah, that'd be
You
fun.
know?
We can do that when we're in the same room. And
Sorry,
brainstorm.
listeners. That idea like just hit me while we were.
No, that'd be
talking just
fun.
now. That was not part of the episode. I'm sorry.
It was.
I'm so
We
sorry.
planned it. It's all scripted.
We talked about
Yeah.
Pogs is not on the script anywhere.
I can't read the script anyways. It's just a white.
No, you could.
No.
Chad's gonna touch his dick at exactly. No,
Now.
I'm just
The best part is that this week we actually have video recording.
kidding.
Because last week I messed that up. I
Yeah.
tried a new program to record everything, and it did not go well. As you guys can also tell if you listen to last week's episode, I'm coming down from being sick.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as bad. I cut out like 80% of my cough from the last episode, and there was still a lot of cough. If that gives you
Yeah.
any indication as to how sick I was. But
He,
anyway,
he gargled a lot of salty substances to get rid of his sore throat.
I just drank NyQuil like it was a can of soda.
Was that Guyquil? What'd you say?
Yeah, NyQuil. Fuck off. Fucking dick.
Anyways, back into the nerdy shit.
So this week, Falcon and the Winter Soldier had episode 4, so we're past the halfway mark.
Yeah, there's only 6 episodes on this season of this one and only season of Falcon and Winter Soldier is only a 6-episode season.
Supposedly.
Supposedly,
I could
yeah.
see them bringing this back for a second season later
depending
on. Down the road.
depending on where it's the future goes. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
know, who's gonna live, who's gonna die someday.
And how permanent that death is, because it's the Marvel universe.
True that.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, this episode, this was pretty freaking intense. It opens up, with,
Yeah.
the previously on, and then it kind of flashes back to Bucky in Wakanda. And it says 6 years ago. So it was during the point in time when he was going through his, unbrainwashing. You okay
Did
there?
you hear that?
Yeah,
Could
I
you
did.
hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that was.
I definitely heard it.
Apartment life. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, but so it shows Bucky, during his time as the White Wolf in Wakanda, where they're undoing all of the Hydra brainwashing.
We finally get to see what happened to. I almost said Steve. What happened to Bucky?
Well,
'Cause
kind of. We get to see the tail end.
We did, yeah. Because like basically, at the end of Winter Soldier, he goes to Wakanda.
Well,
and
Civil
Steve
War,
is,
but not Winter Soldier. Yeah,
no. At
Yeah.
the end of.
Civil War.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You are right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know you love to hear that. At the end of Civil War, he goes to Wakanda. Steve brings him there, and then in Infinity War, all of a sudden Bucky is just like good to go.
Yeah, he's fine.
But they never show like how or why he's okay to like be normal now. So
And even
back to what
here,
Chad was saying.
Even here, they don't really show how or why he's okay, but they
They
do
just kinda
show one of
touch on
his
it.
like trials, basically,
Yeah.
where one of the Dora Milaje, Dora, wow, how did I just butcher that? Dora Milaje, sorry, and she's kind of like the main.
She's the one that you see in Civil War.
Yeah,
In
she was the
yeah.
chosen guardian for King
She was-
T'Chaka.
T'Chaka's dad. Yeah.
Yeah. and she's kind of helping him through the unbrainwashing, and it shows her like reciting the words from the red book
The trigger words, yeah.
too, and Bucky kind of gets like a pained look on his face, and he's like, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And she gets through all the words and nothing happens, and you see Bucky just cry, like
Yeah.
out of just joy.
Good job, Sebastian Stan.
It moved, like, that was an emotional scene.
It was.
The
yeah, it
first
was
time I
good.
watched it, I was super excited. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then the second time I watched it, like, I got moved, like, emotionally. I was like, oh my God, like, the weight of this is so good. And, yeah, I mean, and she even says to Bucky, the Dora Milaje, I wish I knew what her name was in the show. But she's like, you're free now. And it shows Bucky like weeping, and he's smiling, and he's just, and you just see like that kind of relief that like that no longer is weighing him down. Like he can start
There's
healing.
Nobody has that control over him
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
It was
Pretty
super
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
But the Dora Milaje kind of have a huge role in this episode because they're basically tracking Bucky and Sam trying to get Zemo back.
They want Zemo because Zemo killed King T'Chaka in Civil War.
Yeah,
They want that motherfucker bad.
I would too. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
blame them.
So they basically give Bucky, you have 2 days or something like that?
8
or
hours. They tell him
Hours.
8
Was it hours?
Yeah.
You have this amount of time until we come and take them ourselves.
Because he
So,
basically pleads with them, like,
Yeah.
we need his help.
yeah.
He's a means to an end, is what he says. But
Yeah.
he says it in Wakandan, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. Because it's like,
Yeah, it was.
on top of like all the languages that he speaks as the Winter Soldier, he learned Wakandan.
Sorry, that was we should have mentioned this already, but when they were showing that they were breaking Bucky, it's just a part that I thought was cool. We don't need to break it down or anything, but they were showing the flashbacks of all the bad shit he did, and one of the things that they show him is killing Tony's parents.
Yeah,
and-
one of the they show the flashbacks of him that they've used in previous MCU moments.
Yeah, that was the one that I like paid attention to, was him killing, choking out fucking
yeah.
That's cool. Anyways,
Maria.
but yeah,
Maria
Yeah.
Stark.
Tony's mom. Yeah,
Martha.
Martha. Why'd you say that name?
But yeah, no, I mean it's super awesome. So they Sam, I mean they basically track the Flag Smashers, and Sam decides that he wants to talk to Carly like one-on-one because she just lost like a mother figure kind of thing. He wants to try and sympathize with her, talk her down. It doesn't go well. I mean, so John Walker plays a big role in this episode.
John Walker. So let's break this. So John Walker
He's such a troubled man.
He's Captain America. Okay, well, the new Captain America.
Fuckface, as we've been calling him.
AKA Captain Fuckface,
Jake is going
AKA
away from
John
him.
Walker. He's a wiener. But
With a sided gonad.
and I don't want to get fully into it right now because we're not that part of the episode yet. But after watching this episode myself, Jake Peters, I am starting to I kind of agree with Captain Fuckface a little bit.
And
We can get
that
into
makes
it in a
me
minute.
happy because Jake gave me so much shit at the start of this show because just the character of John Walker is so troubled off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so divisive and on different sides of the spectrum that I was like, I want to see where this goes. And Jake's like, no, he's a fucking dick. Like,
Yeah.
This dude's a piece of shit. I fucking hate him. And it's
I didn't say all that.
he alluded to it. He didn't use those exact words. Notice how he didn't do the quotations. But you were very much like, this dude's garbage. He's just the big bad. He is terrible.
Yeah. He is going to be the big bad.
I don't know. I think that how this episode ended is actually really going to put its strain on him also moving forward.
Yeah.
Because there's a part in the episode where he's talking to Lamar Hoskins. So basically, just to rewind for like 2 seconds, basically Sam's talking to Carly.
Carly is the little redheaded, freckled,
Half
mulatto girl, or I don't know what you call it. Yeah, mulatto, right? Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Girl.
PC, so I'm just gonna say she's mixed.
Ooh, that's not PC.
Mixed skin. It might
mixed
be. I
girl
don't
with
know.
the red-
I'm not. I'm white. I don't know.
I'm mixed, if that helps. She's a mixed girl with red hair and freckles. She looks like she's about 12 fucking years old.
She's
and
20.
she, for some reason, is the leader of this like terrorist group. But with any terrorist group, they always think that they're the good guys. Any villain in general, in real life or in movies, the villain always thinks that they're the good guy. Nobody thinks they're the bad guy. They're like, I'm the bad guy. I'm gonna fuck your life up.
Yeah.
They're driven by their.
There's even a
cause
part
because-
where someone calls her a terrorist. Well, Sam's sister calls her a terrorist because she's
Yeah.
trying to kind of intimidate Sam by reaching out to his sister. And
Yeah.
she's like, they're calling you a terrorist. And she's like, or a revolutionary, whichever side of the story you're on.
And then she even says like, and if anybody gets in my way, like I'll kill them, and that's collateral damage. And Sam's like, I cannot believe you just said that to me. And she's like, you tricked me into saying that. Like,
Yeah.
So it's very clear that she's just a cunt. Like,
Yeah, she's definitely on the wrong side of things.
she's cunty as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like 15. So it's
She's
like
20.
she's like 15.
She's 20.
She looks like she's 15.
She looks very young, but she's 20.
Right.
That's more
even
for
if
me.
even if she's 20, that's a little kid.
Yeah, she's young.
It's just weird.
But so Sam meets with her. They start talking it out. John Walker and Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar, aka Battle Twat, shows up.
AKA Astroglide.
Astroglide, yeah. They show up. A fight breaks out. Carly runs away. Zemo kind of catches her.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
And,
you're not
like,
there yet. Never mind.
Shoots
Never
her in
mind.
the stomach.
I thought you were skipping to the end for a second.
No.
Yeah. My bad.
And Zemo shoots her in the stomach. She doesn't die, obviously, but
Yeah.
kind of wounds her, and she drops all of the extra super soldier serum that they had.
Mm.
Zemo crushes
Just
what he
start
thought was all of
stomping
them.
on him. Yeah. I love it.
And then John Walker comes to the scene because Zemo's still a wanted man. Throws the shield into Zemo's head, knocks him out.
Hit Zemo right in the fucking forehead.
Just doinks him to the ground. And there's one vial left unsmashed that John Walker picks up.
Puts it in his pocket.
Puts it in his pocket, and that's kind of...
Prison pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the prison purse, though. It's different.
No.
It's like a hidden pocket in his pants opposed to his butthole. But...
He puts it in his pocket, and yeah.
And that's kind of the end of the scene. But there's a part where John Walker's talking to Lamar Hoskins and is like, if you had the chance to take the super soldier serum,
Would you take it?
And Lamar Hoskins was like,
Hell yeah.
in a heartbeat. And they kind of like get into it, like, you know, what about like the side effects? And Lamar Hoskins is basically like, you know, it just kind of makes you more you anyways. And he like points out that John Walker has 3 medals of honor.
Yeah.
And all this stuff.
Now that you mention that, now I see why you were right about our. Chad and I had a discussion earlier before we started this, and I had thought that John Walker, aka Fuckface, had already taken the super serum when he became Captain America, and Chad said no. And now that you're reciting that part of it where he was kind of looking for validation from Astroglide, that, yeah, that whether or not he should take the serum, I can definitely see where you were correct and I was wrong. So
Yeah, so leading up to here, we didn't know if John Walker had any sort of super soldier serum.
I thought he did, because in the first episode when they fight the Flag Smashers on the top of the truck, he was putting up a solid fight. And if you've watched the show up till now, the Flag Smashers can, like, they've taken the super serum, so if they fucking kick you, you fly like 20 feet into the air. So I thought that John Walker had already taken the serum and was putting up a fight because he also had strength. But hi, I saw your dad just like walked by.
Because he saw my dad just walk by.
And yeah, you are totally right. He didn't take the serum until this episode. So
Yeah. So the reason that he could hold his own before against the Flag Smashers is because his suit is reinforced. And then with the shield being vibranium, it takes so much of the brunt force. But so what kind of bummed me out about this episode, though, is that John Walker takes the serum off screen.
yeah, they don't show it. Maybe they'll show it later.
Maybe in like a flashback or something, but they didn't in this episode. And partway through the episode, he took it.
But you know he takes it because when he fucking comes through that door,
Oh, towards the end, yeah. There's no
he
doubt
just
that he's taking
fucking
it.
he just blasts through the
he
door.
bends a metal pipe around a
Yeah,
Flag Smasher's
yeah.
hand, and
And
they
then-
literally
yeah,
audibly
oh
say,
my God.
"Oh shit!"
And then even Bucky is like, "What did you do?"
Well, it was Sam, but yeah,
Was it Sam that said?
yeah. Sam's
God
like,
damn
"Oh,
it.
what
Yeah.
did you do?" And then he doesn't get a chance to explain himself because Lamar gets taken hostage.
Yeah,
Partway through the episode, they're basically John Walker and Lamar are raiding the Flag Smasher camp to find Carly because she's the leader, and Lamar gets taken hostage. So John kind of goes on like he's on a warpath to get his
Yeah.
best friend back, and Sam finds him fighting a Flag Smasher.
it's actually a pretty cool fight scene at the end of the episode.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like quick reflexes. Like Bucky throws a knife into a cement floor.
We also get to see Sam, like, so in the previous like movies, Sam's like abilities are like fly, shoot guns, do stuff like that.
Yeah.
In this one, you kind of get to see him use his like flight tech, like also as a weapon.
Yeah,
like-
as like a suit of armor.
Yeah, he like even uses like the fucking
Thruster to
jetpack
burn
on the
someone.
back of it to like burn somebody in the face. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But like John Walker is like on a fucking warpath.
not
And-
quite. I would say yeah.
Well, because
no,
he's
you're
trying
right.
to find Lamar.
He's pissed.
Yeah, and I guess we didn't mention earlier in the episode, Zemo basically escapes. There's a really kick-ass fight scene.
Oh my god, we totally blew past that fight scene.
Yeah,
What are
it
we
was a
doing?
really kick-ass fight scene. Not to end this.
yeah.
Sorry, guys, but there's a really kick-ass fight scene between John Walker basically comes to arrest Zemo.
Who Bucky and Sam have.
Yeah, and also during that point in time, the Dora Milaje from Wakanda come to take Zemo, and
Because they gave Bucky
8 hours.
a time limit. And they're like,
Yeah.
you have this time limit, and if you don't do what you need to do in that time, we're gonna fucking come and take them ourselves.
And this is before John Walker takes the serum,
yes.
because the Dora Milaje. Well, first off, John Walker's condescending to him. He's like, "Put your pointy sticks down." Like
John
about
Walker
their-
is a cocksucker.
He's so
He's just cocky.
He's all over the place. Yeah, he is cocky.
They made him Captain America, and he just thinks he is Captain America. So
Yeah.
he basically just is like, "Hey, you guys,
Do you know who I am?
yeah."
Like he said that in this episode too. Like he said that in almost every episode.
And they just lay the fucking smackdown on this guy.
Oh, they just whoop his ass.
Whip his ass. And his Astroglide's ass.
Yeah, to the point where like at the end of the fight scene, John Walker is like
On his knees.
borderline crying and being like, they weren't even super soldiers.
Nah, they were just better than you, bro.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of what pushed him to take the serum too, was that
And I think that's what confused me earlier with our debate before we recorded, was because when he said that, I assumed he was already on the serum, because he was like, they weren't even super soldiers, and they still kicked my ass. So I thought that he must have already been a super soldier, but I was wrong. You were right. I apologize.
yes. Sorry.
But yeah, it was a really cool fight scene. There was a funny part that you pointed out earlier with Buck.
Yeah, John Walker's just getting his ass whooped. And Sam turns to Bucky and was like, we have to do something. And as John Walker's just getting his ass beat, Bucky just turns to him and he's like, you're doing great, John. Just to fucking egg him on. Just
Yeah. So anyways, now we're going to fast forward
But
back
during
to
that
where
fight,
we were.
Zemo escapes.
Yeah, Zemo pushes the bathtub out of the way and escapes through the drain under the tub.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar's it, as Sam calls it.
Yeah. So, and we're gonna circle back to this because we're gonna talk about the end of this episode right now, and then I want to circle back to that and the end of the episode, and you already know what I want to talk about, but let's power through this part, and then I want to explain my side of things here.
Yeah. So while Lamar was held captive, basically, he finds a way. He like has a hidden knife on his suit and like cuts the ropes that he's tied up with. Well, there's a huge fight going on with the Flag Smashers, John Walker, Bucky, Sam, all these people. The Flag Smashers want to kill Captain America. They want to kill John Walker because he's a symbol. So they basically get to the point in the fight where John Walker is about to die. Like, a couple of the Flag Smashers are holding his arms behind his back, and Carly is coming up with a knife to, like, stab him, to kill him. And Lamar Hoskins tackles Carly out of the way to save John Walker.
Yeah.
And then she just one-punch man to Lamar Hoskins' chest. He
Straight
flies
into a
across the
pillar.
room into a pillar, dead.
Dead.
Kills him.
DED dead.
Like, OMG dead. Like, he's so dead. Like, dead.
He's dead.
He dead.
Is he dead?
He dead.
He's dead.
And John Walker snaps.
First, before he snaps, the whole room basically goes quiet. I mean, it's Sam, Bucky, John, everybody just kind of
Because they all know what just happened.
And they're like, oh shit. And then like John like runs over to Astroglide and is like,
I think at this point in time we should dignify him with his real name, because he did.
no. Okay, fine. Lamar. He runs over to Lamar and he tries to wake him up and pokes him with the stick. He doesn't wake up.
Pokes him.
He's very clearly dead. And then Captain Fuckface loses. Well, basically, like Chad was saying, the 10-year-old girl runs out of the room. What's her name? Carly?
Carly. Everyone runs out.
Yeah, and basically Sam and Buck chase after her, and fucking Captain Fuckface, who's all amped up and on super serum now, jumps through like the 3rd-story fucking window, lands on a van, superhero landing,
Yeah.
sticks it, and then fucking chases after one of her accomplices, and I'll let you go, and then I'm gonna bring up what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So you finish it off, and then I'm gonna
So
suplex this conversation.
Yeah, he charges down one of the Flag Smashers, who like tries to fight him off, and John Walker is just breaking everything. Like they throw like a cement garbage can at him, and he just like shatters it with a shield. Throws the shield at the Flag Smasher, knocks him down. He tries to get up. He hits him with the shield again. Just like Spartan kicks him in the chest. And as he's just like, he goes a little like Christian Bale Batman, like, where is she?
Yeah. He even like stands on his chest with one of his legs. He like
he like
his
holds
leg
him
on
down.
him. Yeah.
And the dude, the Flag Smasher guy was like, it wasn't me. Like, I didn't do it. And John Walker takes the Captain America shield, both hands above his chest, and just pounds it into the Flag Smasher's chest several times, killing him.
I think it was his head, bro. That's why they didn't show it.
That could be.
Because they cut away from it. You see blood, and you see the guy's hand kind of fall to the side. But I think it was.
Chest or
I think
head.
it was his head.
It could have been either. Yeah, it
Like,
very well could have been his head.
Like if it was rated R, that probably would have been a decapitation scene.
Yeah, probably.
That's the way I see it. You know.
Yeah.
So.
But they're like
so-
in a town square, and there's dozens of people watching.
Phones on,
Like
recording.
phones out, recording. And the name of this episode is The Whole World is Watching.
Yeah.
Kind of in reference to this.
Yeah.
Also in reference to other Captain America's side pieces and like the Civil War comics. But in this instance, it was about John Walker just murdering this dude.
Okay.
And it like shows him like put the shield back on, blood splattered up the shield, kind of like what you talked about.
On his face, like
on his
it's
face,
everywhere.
his neck, like all up the shield, and he just stands there and is looking around, and then that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I have to say. Yeah, I feel like a dick because sometimes I do side with the villains in things, which they're very much trying to make John Walker the villain. But first of all, that little girl has been running around killing people, and John basically said, "Hey man, this girl's killing people. We got to do something about that." And Sam and Bucky are like, "No, we want to talk to her first and like try to talk some sense into her." And John's like, "Nah, man, like that's not cool." And they're like, "Please, just give us some time." What happens? She fucking kills John Walker's best friend.
Yeah.
Not only did she do that, but she also told Sam to his face that anybody that gets in her way basically deserves to die. She's a fucking little twat. So John is right. Like, she needs to be stopped. I understand his point of view, his frustration with Sam and Bucky, who have been kind of one step ahead of him the whole series so far, and they're doing shit behind his back. All the while, this group of people, led by this girl, are fucking killing people. So John Walker is getting pissed about this when
because he's a soldier.
Yeah. And then when he finally gives Sam and Bucky an opportunity to be like, okay, fine, you talk to her and see if you can fix it. But then what happens? His best friend gets murdered by this girl in front of him, and he fucking goes after her and kills one of her terrorist friends. I mean, that's what they are. They're terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay. So he kills this guy, and they're trying to paint John Walker like a bad guy in the show. I personally feel for John Walker, and I know people probably are not going to like that, but let me explain. Picture yourself. Chad and I are very good friends, okay? So picture yourself with your best friend. You say you're a gun carrier. You have a gun in your back pocket. Bam. Okay? You're at the gas station. Some fuckface comes in, pulls out a gun, shoots your best friend in the head right in front of you. You have a loaded gun in your back pocket. Would you not pull that gun out and shoot that motherfucker dead right then and there? Because I personally would.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like John Walker did in this episode. He gave them an opportunity to try to talk to the girl, and then the girl turns around and murders his best friend right in front of him. I'd fucking kill somebody too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that he's gonna be the big bad.
I don't disagree with you. I don't. And like, I've been saying it from the beginning that, John Walker is very much
everybody hates him. Like the
but
online
in the comics,
shit.
he's not quite the Punisher,
Mhm.
but he kind of toes that line of, like, what's right and what would a soldier do.
Yeah.
And I think that this episode, for as much as it tries to paint him as a villain, I don't think he's not.
He's not.
He's a soldier,
Yeah.
and he was already unsure of himself. And then he takes a super soldier serum, which is just going to amplify those feelings.
That's his loaded gun. Yeah.
So, of course, he's going to... Because...
And then somebody with the same loaded gun killed his best friend. So then he pulled out his loaded gun, which was the super serum,
Yeah.
and killed that person. Yeah, I mean,
But even on top of that, like, he's a dude. Like,
yeah,
he's not infallible, and
Mm.
he's trying to follow orders, but he's also a human. And they even say in the episode, John Walker is saying, like, because his character has 3 medals of honor.
yeah, he's a decorated soldier. Yeah.
And when he's talking to Lamar about it, because he even asked Lamar, like, and what about me taking the super soldier serum? He's like, if it amplifies who you already are, like,
It just makes-
would I
it
be
makes
bad
you-
or would I be good?
it makes
And
you
Lamar's
more of the person that you already are.
You have 3 medals of honor. You consistently make the right choice in the heat of the battle. And he says, I have 3 badges that constantly remind me of the worst day of my life. He's
Yeah.
like, you and I both did things in Afghanistan, because that's the concurrent war that makes sense for the timeline and their character arcs. He's like, we both did things there on that day that got us these medals that in the moment you and I both know did not feel right. So he's willing to do those things that aren't necessarily right, but for survival. But then he says, like, as a soldier, like, we did things that we didn't think were right, but they were orders. And he's like, and now as Captain America, as being told that I'm the new captain, he's like, this is the first time that I feel like I have the opportunity to actually do something that's right. So he's a very conflicted dude.
But more importantly, I think what Battlestar says to him is that when you take the serum, it just amplifies you. So who you are as a person is just going to make you more of that person.
Yeah.
So if you're a bad person, that's just going to make you more of a bad person. If you're a good person, it's going to make you more of a good person, which kind of shows with the Flag Smashers, like, they're willing to kill people. But it also shows that now John Walker is also willing to kill people. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's only 2 episodes left. The next episode is supposed to have some sort of cameo from what I've seen online. And it's going to also supposedly be kind of an emotional episode. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is not a spoiler. This is not... this is kind of my theory. I heard it online, and I resonate with it. I think it plays into the story. Since Zemo escaped, Zemo said that he's willing to see the end of this mission. He's willing to see it through to the end. His mission is no more super soldiers. There are 2 super soldiers that are stateside that are elderly. There's Isaiah and there's Steve Rogers. They're both old. I can see Zemo going and killing them.
Be cool.
It would be sad, but yeah.
I'd be okay with it.
I would hate to see that be the way that Steve Rogers goes out, but it would also fit the story.
Yeah. He's dead. I mean, he's obsolete at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
I mean, he's already said that, like, Chris Evans already said that he's not coming back, so.
I still think that a movie about Chris Evans or Captain America returning the stones to the proper timelines would fucking slap like a motherfucker.
Dude, that'd be dope until he got to Vormir. Can you imagine that? Like him showing up and seeing Red Skull and being like,
dude, that
What
would
the
be
fuck,
so
guys?
badass.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Marvel. Anyways, okay. Well, we've spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. I apologize, guys.
So let's move on. We're gonna go into our commercials here, and then
yeah,
we'll
our
talk-
first sponsor break here.
and then we'll talk a little bit about Invincible, and we got some upcoming stuff in the near future, and we'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll leave your ears alone.
Yeah. So, Jake, who's our first sponsor?
Our first sponsor is Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce. It's a juicy jalapeno. Whoa, jalapeno. That's not what I meant.
Juicy.
Habanero. Pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It is delicious. It goes on everything except for Chinese food.
Yeah. So just listen up. You'll hear a little bit more about Crybaby Craig's.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
All right. So, we're going to dive into, now that we spent about way more time than we meant to spend on Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it was a big episode and there was a lot going on, so we don't regret it. We are going to talk about the Amazon Prime show called Invincible. It's a superhero show. I'm pretty sure it's got to be rated R because it is fucking
What's
gnarly.
TVMA? It's TV mature.
It is. Yeah. If you haven't watched this show, and if you don't have Amazon Prime, get Amazon Prime and go watch the show. It is insane. It's basically, we're gonna have to do a spoiler warning because the first episode basically sets up the rest of the season.
And they dropped 3 episodes at once.
Yeah.
And then this past Friday was episode 4. So we
Episode
are
5, I thought. Isn't it 5 now?
Oh yeah,
It's 5.
you're
Yeah.
right because I
Yeah.
moved when episode 4 came out. So.
Yeah. So, spoiler warning, don't listen or shut it off or mute or whatever beyond this point. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and that's it. Okay, anyways. Basically, it's a superhero show, and there is, in the beginning of the show, there is basically the Justice League. They're not called the Justice League, but I mean, you have your Wonder Woman, you have your Speedster, the Flash, you have Batman, you have Aquaman, which is like a fish guy, which is weird.
Fish,
but
dude. You have
And-
like a Green Lantern kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you also have your Superman character, and his name is Omni-Man. right? Omni-Man?
Yeah.
Omni-Man?
Omni-Man.
Yeah, Omni-Man. And at the end of the show, basically is about this kid. It centers around the kid who is Omni-Man's son. And in the first episode, he doesn't have any superpowers, but he kind of develops superpowers halfway through the episode. Um, and at the end of the episode, his dad. I'm going to try to move through this really quick because we want to keep these
Yeah.
episodes at about an hour-ish. His dad, who is Omni-Man, basically Superman's character, kills the entire fucking Justice League,
They call them the Guardians of the Globe.
Guardians of the Globe, and he fucking brutally. I mean, it is a bloody. It's at the end of the episode, the first episode, and it is insane. It's just this bloody, brutal massacre. I mean, he's like.
Oh, they beat the he crushes the Flash's skull.
He catches the Flash and he just squeezes his head until his eyeballs pop out of his sockets and just squishes his head. It is fucking
He punches
brutal.
straight through like the Green Lantern's
Yeah.
face.
It is crazily gory. J.K. Simmons plays Omni-Man. Sandra Oh plays his wife. Steve Yeun, I hope I said that right. He is the Glenn from The Walking Dead. He plays Omni-Man's son. His name is Mark. He is the center of the show. He is the hero. His name is Invincible, which is the name of the show.
But they never actually say it. Every time that they say it, like,
yeah,
he's like, before he says Invincible, it like does the title screen and then blood spurts across.
And it's so random because like it'll be at like the beginning of an episode or the middle of an episode or like even close to the end of an episode.
Yeah.
It's like when he introduces himself, they're like, "This guy's in," and then they show his name, and then blood just spatters across.
It's so cool though. Like it's such
cool.
a fun way to do the title sequence.
And it's such a the guy who makes the Walking Dead comics. His name is Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, the actual graphic novel.
The graphic novel. That's the way to properly say it. Yes, he's the guy who makes this. It was also a comic before it got turned into this cartoon, and it is so fucking cool. Anyways, Omni-Man killing the Guardians of the Globe in the end of the first episode basically sets up the entire season because nobody knows that he also got fucked up. I mean, those guys put a whooping on his ass too.
They beat the hell out of him.
They beat the shit out of him. So he was unconscious and bloody.
Yeah, he basically went into a coma at the end of the first episode. Does he awake at the beginning of the third episode or the end of the second one? I don't remember. Might be the end of the second one.
I think it was end of because it was when Mark comes in all bloody and shit and yeah. Anyways, he gets fucked up really bad, and it is unclear to the government what happened. And thus far in the show, Omni-Man has basically kept it a secret that he's the one who murdered all these fucking people.
Yeah, basically the Hellboy of this comic universe is the only person that knows it.
What's his name? Oh,
Dark Soul or something like that.
Something like that. He's a Dark Blood.
Dark Blood.
Yeah, he's a demon detective.
Yeah, he's basically Hellboy.
He escaped hell, and in order to not go back to hell, he is collecting souls and shit like that. It's pretty cool. So he's investigating the murder of it's fucking, the show is wild. It's bloody,
but it's cool. It kind of
is so good.
But it's almost animated in like an anime style.
Anime, yeah.
It's absolutely not full like manga. Like you don't get the full manga eyes or like the wheel and like the little like
what was that?
Marks. Ooh woo.
Was that? Oh yeah.
Ooh woo.
That sounded like a, oh yeah to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what that sounded like.
Yeah.
Oh, your dad's weird. You live with your dad.
I don't give a shit. For those that don't know, I'm currently living with my father in Ohio.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you out about that.
No, I don't
just
care.
meant
Doing it to 2020 was hard on a lot of people. So I moved in with my dad to in Ohio to save money and get back on track in life. So that's all we gotta say about it.
Yep.
He's a cool dude.
Anyway, yeah, he is a cool dude. He takes shots with us. It's fun.
He does take shots with us, but he's super not nerdy. I want to try and get him on an episode or like a live stream or something like that.
We'll get there.
Yeah. But yeah.
But anyways, Invincible, crazy show.
It's so good. And like
we're
they're developing the
five
characters.
episodes in right now, and yeah.
And
I want to talk. I want to talk about the cast list like really bad because we got. Well, like I said, it's Robert Kirkman who made The Walking Dead. So Steve Yeun, who played Glenn in The Walking Dead, is Mark, who is Omni-Man's son. We also get Sandra Oh plays Mark's mom. J.K. Simmons plays Omni-Man himself. What are you doing?
nothing. It was just for our Instagram. Sorry.
I also on the cast list I saw oh man, what is her name? Who plays Maggie in The Walking Dead? Lauren Graham? Laura Graham?
I'm not
Lauren
sure.
Graham?
I know that Zazie Bates is in the show.
Oh yeah, Domino from Deadpool. Her name is Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz.
Is it
Sorry,
Beetz?
you're probably right. It's like B-A-E-T.
Yeah, she's in it. Also, oh man, there's a ton of people in it, and I'm blanking now that I'm on fucking microphone and camera. But I'm gonna butcher his name. I always fucking do. Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
That basically the guy who's gonna play Blade coming up in the new, Disney version of Blade. He does a voice in there. I mean, the cast is insane. So,
yeah. Who else? There was a couple others that I saw. I'm looking it up right now.
Google it. Are you googling it?
Yeah. So I apologize, guys. This is
mine is all
not
off
the
the top
best.
of my head, and I'm like losing it.
Walter Goggins is in
Oh
it.
no, Walt Goggins. He was in Ant-Man 2. He was the bad guy in Ant-Man 2.
Yes.
Walton,
As well as
Walton Goggins.
I'm gonna say this wrong. Jason Mantzoukas. He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was kind of like the crazy guy that
Oh yeah, he plays
Rosa
the
almost
fucking,
marries.
He plays the fire guy.
Yeah, he plays
Oh,
Rex Splode.
Yeah, Rex Blood.
God, what was his name in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I gotta look it up now.
If you've ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he plays, what's the girl's name? Rose Diaz.
He plays Detective Pimento in
Yeah,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He's Diaz's boyfriend for like a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude that was like undercover for like 13 years as
he's like, I know fake Coke when I see fake Coke. Here, I'll test it out. And he does a line of it, and he's like, oh, that's real Coke.
Yeah. Because he was like...
He's like addicted to drugs now after,
And he was an enforcer for the mob, so like he like helped like torture people.
And like cut people up and shit. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, God.
Anyways, yeah, he's in there. It's just the cast list is insane.
It's a
Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
Seth Rogen
and Zachary Quinto is like a huge
Zachary
character.
Quinto. Yeah, it's crazy. Go watch this fucking show. It's on Amazon Prime.
Insane. It's
called Invincible.
So much fun.
I don't want to give away too much, but it is basically just a brutal, bloody, fucking superhero show. It's so cool.
If you guys have watched The Boys, It's like an animated.
Yes!
It's like an animated
Yes.
version of The Boys.
Yeah.
But where
Yeah.
they're not hunting superheroes, but if the superheroes kind of were like intermingled a little
Yeah.
bit more.
It's crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I always find it weird when I find like an animated show that I enjoy this much.
Yeah.
Well, mainly because I'm an adult, and still part of me is like, oh, cartoons. But like, this is so good.
I almost spit whiskey all over my fucking computer.
Worst things have happened.
Yeah. No, it's a great show. Please go watch it. Let us know what you think. We love to hear about it. I think that being said, we're gonna introduce our second.
This is kind of a quicker bit, but we are gonna just quickly tell you. Well, quickly. We're going to talk about our second sponsor here before we close out the episode, which is Raise Energy Drinks. So, I mean, just listen up for like a minute and a half and you'll learn all about it and how you can save money on excellent energy drinks and pre-workout and all kinds of supplements. So check them out.
What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
Okay, guys. So we are planning to do a live stream. Our original plan, we said last week that we were going to do it on the 16th. Unfortunately, because we were going to do it for the release of the Mortal Kombat movie, unfortunately, they pushed the movie back to the 23rd. And we really want to do the live stream for the release of that movie. So we are going to do it on Friday, April 23rd, which is 2 weeks from now. And we'll do the live stream. We're going to do some giveaways again. We'll do some trivia questions. And
yeah, I think that for this live stream also, we're going to do another power hour.
Yeah. We have some other ideas of what we're going to do. It's not going to be a power hour every time. But
yeah, because next month you talked about you're gonna come out to Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that sometime in June I can come back to Minnesota, just for a few days to do a power hour, or not a power hour, but to do a live episode.
I'm coming to Minnesota just to do a power hour.
Just for the power hour. I don't have a problem. It's not a problem if you don't call it one, right?
We do want to come up with some different games to play during the power hours. Well, maybe we'll
the live
just keep
streams.
calling
We don't
it
have to call them power hours. We
the
can
live
call them
stream.
power hours.
The live stream.
We can call them power hours, but they won't quite be that. There's a really cool place out here, just down the road from me that
It's not cool.
It looks so cool, Jake. Just shut
He's
the fuck
lying.
up.
He's lying.
It's a super nerdy business. It's called Sweets and Geeks. Free promotion to like 30 people. But they, it's like an old-fashioned candy store, but they also have like tabletops for like nerd games in the back. So
Nerd games being like Magic and shit like that.
Magic,
Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah, D&D, all sorts of that sort of stuff. So we're gonna do that when Jake's out here. I'm gonna make him go. You're excited, dude. You're the one that wants to play Magic more than me.
I do. I do want to play Magic.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like you can't even fucking deny it. You're a big old liar.
My buddy Zach, even because we talked about doing like Twitch and shit like that. My buddy Zach bought Magic cards just to play with us on Twitch.
Dude, dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can do because with our live stream platform that we have, we can have multiple people like log in for it. So if he wants to do that with us, like we can do that. I'm making Jake get a couple of video games so that we can live stream our gameplay over the next few weeks, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun with some of our live streams coming up. They're not gonna be as all of them might not be as big of like giveaways, just a chance for you to interact with us while we play video games or nerd out.
However, we did get some t-shirts made recently.
We have some shirts coming. They're so awesome. Jake's friend from
my friend Renee, and I will throw her business name out there.
Yeah, once we actually get the shirts, we're gonna do some more official shout outs for her, but she's making some merch for us on top of the stickers that we've done. We
got some coasters coming out. We're gonna start putting them out in bars. We're gonna start putting them out in bars with our code on it, and then people can scan the code and it'll take them right to the podcast,
which will be fun.
We're gonna be famous in no time, guys.
Yeah, so famous.
Anyways, April 23rd. Tune in. We're gonna do the live stream and then
hour.
And then we're gonna watch Mortal Kombat, and then that following Sunday we'll break down that movie. And another thing that we're gonna do in the very near future is because we were supposed to get Black Widow in the month of May, but we are not going to get that anymore. So we're going to have a whole month of context that we're not going to really have a ton of stuff to talk about because Bucky, God damn it, Falcon and the Winter
the Sam
Soldier.
and Bucky show.
I keep calling it Bucky and Sam, and it's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show will be over in like 2 episodes. And we're not going to have a ton to talk about in the month of May. So something that we got requested for was to do a couple episodes on the X-Men movies. So I think we're going to, after Sam and Bucky are done.
Yeah, the Sam and Bucky show, once that's wrapped up.
We're going to start breaking down the X-Men movies from beginning to finish. That's including the original trilogy, the First Class trilogy, or is that a trilogy? That's not a trilogy.
They did 4 movies, didn't they?
They did 4, yeah. Including the Wolverine, Logan, Deadpool, and then of course that horrible fucking movie, The New Mutants. And we're gonna break all those down.
Let's not also forget the terrible X-Men Origins film.
Wolverine?
No, X-Men's Origin. Yeah, X-Men's Origins Wolverine.
It was technically called X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, and that was garbage. They sewed Wade Wilson's mouth shut.
Oh God. Yeah, but
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
Yeah,
Not
we'll
today.
get into it.
Not
We'll-
today.
Well, not today, but
Yeah.
they ruined a lot.
Stay tuned. There's parts in Deadpool that
Mock it.
go back to that movie. So
they make
we'll talk
fun of
about
it.
it. We'll talk about it. You shut your mouth, Chad. We're yeah, so I think through the month of May, while we don't have a ton of Marvel or DC or anything to go through, we're gonna kind of get through the X-Men movies and get us caught up until
Yeah.
obviously in the Disney is taking over X-Men, so that'll be a good thing to just
They've kind of
break
already
down.
hinted at it through Madripoor, but
And we
That
also that was also a request from some of our listeners,
Yeah.
and we might even have my cousin Tina and her boyfriend Jason are the ones who requested it, and so now that you're in old Lamo, and I have this big table here with nobody sitting next to me, maybe we'll bring them in, and we can do a video with them on here
yeah,
too. So.
absolutely. So, with that being said, guys, if there's any like videos, anything that you want us to dive deeper into, movie,
Yeah.
TV shows, really anything,
Games, video games,
video
card
card games, anything that has
You want-
any sort of semblance of nerd culture to it.
honestly, if you want us to play fucking shoots and ladders on Twitch, well, I stuttered like crazy just now.
Wow. Yeah.
We will, we'll play it. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
or we
so-
can, or we can do it on like a live stream, and we can pick a color, and everybody take a color, and we can play it that way too. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
So just if there's anything that you want us to dive into in general, I mean, just hit us up on social media or email us at hello@allthingsnerdpodcast.com or send us a message from our website, which is allthingsnerdpodcast.com. Weird.
What?
Or like Facebook, Instagram, like message us. We're more than happy to dive into it because we realize that with this
Except
year,
Twilight. Sorry, I
Yeah.
draw the line at Twilight. No,
I do too.
We'll do
I'm
it.
totally fine
Sorry.
with not doing that.
Okay.
It's just
That's-
that with this,
it's blackballed. No.
yeah, that's fine. And I mean, just this year though, like with 2020 going into this year, like a lot of stuff is being released to streaming and stuff like that. So there's not a lot of like movie releases. So just like let us know what you want us to dive into.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
we've been
this
very
is what
Marvel
we love.
heavy,
Yeah.
but we are just like nerds across the board.
Anything nerd.
Like
Anything,
I personally, if you're just listening, it's just Chad. I'm very much into video games. Video games, like documentaries, like anything that has like any sort of like nerd relevance. If you're watching this, I'm wearing a shirt for Galactic Battleground. One of my friends and his friends developed the game. It's much like Galaga, with a twist. And so like they're all like the video game indie arcade culture is just insane. Yeah, so just hit us up if there's anything you want us to dive into that's slightly nerdy, and we're for it.
Yeah. That being said, I think we're gonna cheers out of this episode, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
We love you guys.
This
Yeah,
is
we
our
appreciate
10th
you.
episode, which is pretty cool.
10 episodes. That is wild.
It's a milestone for us because we didn't even know if people were going to be interested in the first episode.
Yeah, we have definitely exceeded you have exceeded our expectations.
Hands down.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Keep listening, and cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. This has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.